Once there was a small village at the base of a mountain, home to a small collection of villagers. One of these villagers was a young man named Sam. He was the wisest of all his peers and wished to prove his wits, but never got the chance to test them. Then, one day, a giant decided to make its home in the mountain. Seeing the villagers, the giant decided that because he was so big and they were so small, he would make himself their god.
I am your god and I demand a sacrifice. One of you climb up to the peak of this mountain so I can eat you up and satisfy my tummy.
The villagers were afraid. None of them wanted to be sacrificed to the giant.
I'll go.
And so he did. With every step, Sam found himself higher. He passed the giant's ankles, then knees, then waist, until finally he arrived on the peak of the mountain, face to face with the hulking creature.
Finally, I'm so hungry. I almost considered getting a sacrifice myself. Almost.
Sorry, Almighty One, but I'm not a sacrifice, just a messenger. See, the town told me to tell you that our bodies are super poisonous, and it'd be suicide if you tried to eat one of us.
I can eat anything I want. I've got a tough tummy.
Whoa! You must be the greatest being in our world. So then you could eat that boulder with no trouble?
Delighted by Sam's flattery and desiring to prove his power, the creature picked up the boulder and ate it in one bite.
I'm awesome. You saw how I ate that boulder. I'd have no trouble eating you.
Incredible! But just because you can eat a boulder doesn't mean you can handle our poison. If your stomach is really so resistant, you can probably eat a tree from the forest next to our town. They're so poisonous, one leaf could kill an entire field of cattle.
Desiring to prove his power, but annoyed by the delays, the creature ripped up the entire forest.
I'm strong.
And ate it in one bite.
I'm the greatest. Poison trees, giant boulders. I should have no trouble eating you.
Holy moly, you're great. But seriously, our poison is incredibly potent. In fact, its power is equaled only by that of the sun. If you can hold the sun in your mouth for 1 second, there's nothing you can't eat.
The giant was now furious with the stalling, but could not resist this ultimate test of his power. He held the sun in his mouth for 1 full second, enduring the scorching heat that ran down his throat.
Lunchtime!
His colossal hand reached down to take Sam up, when a pain in his stomach stopped him. The boulder he'd eaten provided a base for the wood of the poisoned forest. This wood was ignited by the scorching heat of the sun. Now, a blazing bonfire burned inside of him, ultimately consuming him from the inside out. Upon Sam's return home, he was met with cheers and praise. The villagers all went to the site of the dead giant to hear his heroic tale, each eating their share of meat from the Goliath's corpse. There are some that say, when they speak of that day, that they did not even need to cook it.